Hey guys, I'm Akhilesh and welcome to Sync with Azure channel. This is part 5 of Azure tutorials for beginners. In our previous two videos, we have discussed about Azure resource groups and their benefits. In this video, we will discuss about the Azure management groups and subscriptions. Suppose your organization has a fewer subscriptions, managing them would be independently so easy. Suppose your organization has many employees and each employee is given their own Azure subscription and allowed to create the resource freely. It could be quickly become challenging to monitor who is creating what. Management and tracking will be difficult, potentially resulting in runaway costs. Azure has four management levels that helps you to organize, secure, manage and monitor the cost. So this image shows the four levels of management scopes and their relationships. Management group is at the top level of the hierarchy. All the subscriptions in a management group inherits the conditions or settings specified at the management group level. So a management group is a container for all of your subscriptions. A subscriptions that there can also be a multiple management groups in an organization. For example, if an organization we want to allow Azure resources to be created only in the South India region. To achieve this, create a policy at the management group level. This policy is then automatically applied to all the management groups and their subscriptions. The security policy is applicable to the resources under those subscriptions and cannot be modified in any way by the inheritance. So, obviously, governance becomes much easier. Let's quickly look at this in an action. We will create the management group. You could create the management group in two ways. You could search from here or click on more services and create. I will select from here, click on management group. Once you landed on this page, click on create. You could observe that management group ID cannot be updated after the creation. So the management ID cannot be updated, but you could update the management group display name. Now I will type management group as MG sync with Azure. Copy. I'll paste the same in the display name. Click on submit. Once I submit, it tries to create the management group ID under the tenant root group. We will wait till it creates. You could see the progress under the notification. It is still running. Now, yeah, if you could see that it is created. Now, click on the management group which we created. Click on add subscriptions. As you know, I am using the free trial account, so I'll be able to select only the free trial account. Now, I'll click on save. Now, the subscription will be added under the management group MG Sync with Azure. You could see that it has been added. Now, these are all called blades. Under the governance blade, I will go to the policy. If you see, I don't have any policy added to the management group. To create it, I'll click on assign policy. Now my scope is the management policy, that is auto selected. The exclusion, you could see that whatever the resource you want to exclude, what is the subscription you want to exclude from the management group, you could select here. Currently we are not doing that, so I'm canceling it. Now I will add the policy definition. I'll click on three dots. Now it will load all the available definitions. I will select the definitions as allowed locations. Now click on select, click on add, click on next. Now you need to specify the allowed locations. Where do you want to restrict? Like I will select South India. My resources I wanted to only create under the South India. So click on review plus create. I'll try to refresh. Policies. Policy successfully created. Now, now you can see that the policy you are able to see here under the assigned policies. Okay. Now we will try to go and create the storage account. To create the storage account, you could go from more services again or search from storage account. As I've used in the previous, it is showing here itself. I'll click on create. Now my subscription is free trial as resource group as RG sync with Azure development as we previously created in our video sessions. Now the storage name SA hyphen I'll say sync with Azure. Sorry, yeah, sync with Azure. Now it will ask me for the region. What I'll try to do is I'll try to create East USA. Now click on next, review create. Now it should restrict me to create because our policy is being added to the management group. It says that validation failed. I'll try to see. Yeah, you see that resource sync with Azure is disallowed the policy. That is what the error you will get because we have added the allowed policy locations under the management groups. Therefore, all management levels can use management settings like role-based access controls and policies. The extent to which the setting is applied depend on the level you choose. Higher levels leave settings for lower levels to inherit. For instance, when a policy is applied to a subscription, all the resource groups and resources within that subscriptions are also subjected to that policy. Applying critical settings at higher levels and project specified setting at the lower levels generally makes sense. Now, what is a subscription? Subscriptions are managed by a management group. It links users' accounts with the resources those accounts have produced. There are quotas or restrictions on how many resources you can create and used with each subscription. Subscriptions are useful for organization to control expenses and resource generated by individual groups or initiatives. We have discussed about resource groups and resources. That is it in this video. Thank you for listening.